Good evening, Good Shepherd, and welcome to the online campus of Good Shepherd Church. Tonight's lineup includes an interview with a parishioner. Father Miller takes you behind the scenes with the Roman Missal and self-priest questions and answers. I'm Brian Pritchard. Now here are your hosts, Father Neil Sullivan and Father Sam Miller with a Good Evening, Good Shepherd.
Good evening, Good Shepherd. Hey, everybody. How we doing? Welcome to September. Can you believe it's September 1st, Father?
Nope, can't do it.
Oh, my gosh. Where did the summer go? Brian, can you believe it's September 1st?
Yeah.
Can't believe it.
Can't believe it. My gosh. I mean, it's amazing where time goes. And everything is a little different now, too, but with COVID, and we're missing a couple months, but wow, September. But September brings us to a brand new month, brand new beginning, brand new month. So how was your week, Father?
It was very nice. You know, a little jealous of the kids that are getting to go back to school, and you know they can. They got a summer break. You know, the rest of us have been hard at work over these past couple months. So you know, we're gearing up, and ready to go. Working
hard for the Lord. We had a great meeting on Saturday morning, this past Saturday, with some of our parish leaders of organizations. A really nice time that all kinds of great things will be happening here at Good Shepherd. Brian, what's happening at the end of this month of September?
Food truck event.
Yay!
And yard sale. And the yard sale.
And the yard sale.
Spots are going fast, so
hey,
up.
Exactly.
$20 for a spot.
$20 for a spot. Yep.
That's right.
Treasures on Trindle,
yeah.
Trucks on Trindle.
Yeah, you're in charge of it. No one told you?
That's right. Thanks.
We're serious.
Now I know. Well, let me get my pen out.
Yep.
Need a to-do list.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. So this is show number...
16.
Sweet 16. Sweet 16. That's great.
16.
Yeah,
seems like a lot more than that.
It does. It does. But we're all having fun, aren't we?
It is fun.
It's a lot of fun. So everybody's doing really well. Hey, whatchamacallit, something that's important for you to take a look at, and it'll be in, we'll put it in the comments below, is that right now we're doing a survey starting today about what folks who are looking for early learning in the Catholic tradition can find here at Good Shepherd. So it's a survey. We want to be able to help you and serve you the best way we can. So if you know someone that has preschool age children, please share that link with them and to get them engaged and to see how we can help them with an incredible, outstanding, amazing, phenomenal, terrific, and above all standards of early learning here at Good Shepherd. So help us out with that. So we have a special interview tonight, Father.
Yes, we do.
It's not one person, is it?
No, it's not one person. It's a parishioner's spotlight, but it's a family. You know, and like one of the families, one of the chief units of our church and society too. So today we're going to introduce you to the Gleason family. And the funny thing about this one is that they just got done filming the Rosary for our devotion at 4:00, and I cornered them and I was like, "You guys have to stay for an interview." So we interviewed them and said, "Let's take a look." So I'll just do this. Good evening, everyone. We're doing an interview with a special group of parishioners, a family this time, and they are the Gleason family. So everybody say hi.
Hello.
And we're going to do this as our spotlight for tonight. Whoa, that's wrong. Hang on. I wish Brian was here. There it is. Right behind there, perfect. Okay, so Mr. Gleason, we'll start with you. First off, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
And we just finished shooting the Rosary for our 4:00 live Rosary that we shoot every 4:00 every day, and we're just kind of gonna get a little testimonial from the Gleason family. So, Mr. Gleason, if you would, why don't you tell us who you are, how long you've been at the been at the parish?
Well, good evening. My name is Rory Gleason. I've been at the parish for 20 years with my family. It's my wife Katie and Maeve. We have Patrick, Ronan, Lillian as well. So all the children have grown up in this parish, and it's a parish we love.
Mm-hmm.
Very fortunate with our priests, with the community that we have here, and have enjoyed it over the years.
All right. And Mr. Gleason, your occupation, what do you do?
I'm in sales. So I sell commercial refrigeration to supermarkets.
All right.
So you buy your meat and your produce. That's what I sell.
Okay. That's awesome. Mrs. Gleason, you're what do you do? What's your job?
I've been a mom. I've been a mom since Patrick came along, and he's 23 now.
Mhm.
And yeah, I've been lucky enough to be able to be home with the kids, and I've enjoyed it very much.
All right, nice. And Maeve, what grade are you going into?
I'm going into 8th grade.
You're going into 8th grade? Nice, nice. And you just accepted a very important job. Why don't you tell us what job you just accepted?
Oh, was it like diocese representative?
Yeah, for the youth council, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who nominated you?
I think you did.
Oh. oh. Well, thank you very much for accepting that. We're very grateful. So they just shot the rosary. Now, your initial expectations coming in, what were you guys thinking when you guys said yes to helping us out with the rosary?
I think it's a little nerve-wracking at first. Obviously, honored to be asked, but it's a anytime you go in front of camera, I think praying, you certainly do an examination of conscience to make sure you're worthy. But I actually really enjoyed it. It was nice to be asked, and it's nice to participate in the parish.
Very good, nice. Mrs. Gleason, did you?
I was nervous, very nervous. Prayer is more private for me, so this is a big step, but we made it. We did it.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. Now, Maeve, for saying the rosary. Now, at school, do you guys normally there's opportunities to say the rosary or?
No, I go to Cumberland Valley, so it's not like we
Gotcha.
don't do like
Oh, right.
religion.
Okay.
Because there's so many different types. So.
Sure, gotcha. All right. Well, it's it's a huge opportunity to be able to welcome you all for helping us out with the rosary and everything. If you had one takeaway to send to any other families that would be interested in helping us out, what would you ask them, or what would you tell them?
It's not as scary as you think. It's not bad once you get going.
That's right. Yes. Yeah. So you had a few hiccups here, but if I do a blooper reel in this one, I'll stick it at the end.
I think what I would say is do it. You won't regret it. It's a nice thing to do as a family, and it brings you together, and it's good for the parish. So I would say do it.
Thanks. Our studio is not that daunting, is it?
No.
Can you see me back here in Brian's spot?
You're a shadow.
It's just, and I'm wearing all black too, so can't really tell. Well, all right, Gleason family, thanks so much for joining us today for the rosary, and thank you so much for giving a little testimonial for everybody to see. We'll put on the show, and God bless you, and thank you so much for helping us out.
Yeah.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Love that Gleason family.
Yeah,
Oh,
they've
my
been around
awesome.
for a while.
It's amazing. Yeah, my gosh.
Been in the
And-
parish for so long.
And that brogue, just,
The Irish.
the Irish. There's a way with words.
Mm-hmm.
So
There
way
is.
with words, way with
right.
words. So we had our interview, our spotlight on our parishioners, and now, Father, you're taking us for a behind-the-scenes look at a book.
Yes. So
How's that going to work?
You guys have noticed that we've been doing, I've been doing behind the scenes on things that we tend to take for granted. And one of the things that we're looking at this week is the Roman Missal. And this was actually a request from a parishioner that they would like to have gotten a closer look at this book that we use every day. And this ancient book that really dates back to the very early roots of the church, and it's how the priest what he uses to pray the mass. So those missalettes that you see that you bring with you sometimes to mass, they all have those prayers. But where did that book come from? That's what we're delving into today. That's our behind the scenes. So let's take another look. Hello everyone, and welcome to another Behind the Scenes here at Good Shepherd. Today, we're going to be talking about the Missal. On Thursday, we celebrate the feast day of someone very important to the life of the church, and that is Pope Saint Gregory the Great. Now, the reason why we call him the Great is he was Pope pretty much after the time of the persecutions. And with that freedom that came to the church that Constantine provided, Pope Gregory was able to universalize so many things. In our creed, we say one holy Catholic and Apostolic Church, right? Well, the oneness comes from that Catholic nature of our church. That Catholic means universal, one holy Catholic. Interesting, because if Catholic means universal and one is the unity that we share, Pope Gregory thought it would be a good idea to universalize the prayer for the Latins. We are part of the Roman Rite, which is, a fancy way of saying the way that we conduct our sacraments and the way we pray is very Roman, as distinct perhaps from Eastern, Coptic, Greek, all these different kinds of ways that you can express and do your sacraments. Being Roman means that we say and do certain things ritually that is distinct from other rituals, other ways of expressing the Catholic faith. Pope Gregory, he wanted to come up with a way to universalize the prayers in which all the Romans prayed before the church was free from the tyranny of Roman emperors and the persecution of Roman tyrants. They were forced to pray and do things perhaps that customs were formed that we might not recognize today. The essential parts of the Mass were always there, because this is what it always boils down to, is the Mass. The essential parts of the Mass were always there. The consecration, we say that the Mass has never changed throughout the entire history of the Church. There are certain customs that have been dropped and added, but the rite has never changed. The consecration of bread and wine has never changed across the board. It's always been the same. Pope St. Gregory wanted to universalize the custom and the practice of the Church throughout the Roman Rite. Why am I emphasizing this so much? Well, to get a better clue, let's take a look at the Missal itself. Now, Pope St. Gregory wanted to make sure that everyone prayed the same, because if we're one, then it makes sense that we would all say the same prayers everywhere. And this is only in regards to the sacraments. So he came up with a way to make sure that the prayers of the Church were universal. What better way to do that than to put everything into writing, into a book that could be used for prayer? What Pope St. Gregory compiled was what we call the Roman Missal. And from the most ancient of times, he compiled a list of saints and martyrs. He compiled prayers that could be used across the entire Roman Church. And most importantly, he came up with what we call the Eucharistic prayers. Specifically, the one that you might hear me use a lot, the Roman Canon, Eucharistic Prayer 1. There's something very distinct about the Roman Canon that's very interesting. And to identify the Roman Canon, that's the one that has Linus, Cletus, Clement, Sixtus, Cornelius, Cyprian, Lawrence, Chrysogonus, John and Paul, Cosmas, and Damian, along with John the Baptist, Stephen, Matthias, Barnabas, Ignatius, Alexander, Marcellinus, Peter, Felicity, Perpetua, Agatha, Lucy, Agnes, Cecilia, Anastasia, and all your saints. So that's how you identify the Roman Canon. And it's called the Roman Canon because it was compiled by a Roman, and it applies specifically to our Roman Rite. One of the most interesting things about the Roman Canon is its connection to those first popes that came after St. Peter. So when you hear apostles and martyrs, you hear the apostles, Peter and Paul, James, John, Thomas, James, Philip, Bartholomew, Matthew, Simon, and Jude. But then you hear the popes, Linus, Cletus, Clement, Sixtus, Cornelius, Cyprian, and those popes came after Peter. And then you hear martyrs, Lawrence, Chrysogonus, John, and Paul, Cosmas, and Damian. Those were all saints that were martyred. And all those popes were killed, basically. So it's a link to our ancient history, our ancient traditions. So whenever you hear me use the Roman canon, you'll notice like those prayers. Let those names stand out to you. And let's jump ahead real quick to John the Baptist, because he brings up again apostles and martyrs. The Roman canon, Eucharistic Prayer 1, is the only prayer that places our beloved women martyrs into prayer form. So Felicity, Perpetua, Agatha, Lucy, Agnes, Cecilia, Anastasia, they all lived heroic lives and gave their lives for their love of Christ. It cost them their lives. Ultimately, one of the most beautiful things that Pope Gregory did for us, giving us the Missal, is that the Missal has been handed down through the centuries, and it's like if you think of it like a sword, or something that's been refined over time. Fundamentally, the Missal has not changed. The language might be different, but the prayers and everything, their meanings are still there. And again, one of the most beautiful things about this Catholic religion of ours is its universality. So no matter where you go in the Western world, the Roman world, no matter where you're at, you always know where you are in the Missal. You'll always be able to recognize where you are in the Mass. That's how universal it is. And we have, on this Thursday, Pope St. Gregory the Great to thank for that. So let's ask him for his graces, that we may always remain one, especially during these times of division, that we may always be one in love, and always together in our love for Christ. I'll see you next time.
Great look at the book, Father.
That's right.
Really good.
That's right.
The history of the Missal is so important, and how it really was shaped in so many ways and changed in many ways,
And
but
unites
always,
us all.
exactly, and
So
stayed the
good.
same in many ways.
Yeah.
So really beautiful part
No
of
matter where you go, where you go.
exactly that universality of Catholicism,
Mhm.
what it means to be Catholic.
Mhm.
So Brian, that brings us to
Stump the Priest.
okay. So
Is
what
that
is our
exciting?
topic this? It's very exciting. So what is our topic this week?
Today's topic is, let's see, movies.
Movies. Oh,
It's movies.
all right.
Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I'm getting. First question goes to you, Father Sullivan. The 1960 classic horror movie Psycho, starring Anthony Perkins and Vera Miles, used a special kind of syrup for a prop. What kind of syrup did they use?
A special kind of syrup for a prop.
For a prop, yeah.
All I remember is the rocking chair in that movie.
Mm.
The mother in the rocking chair, or not the mother, well, I guess the mother's skeleton in the rocking chair. Syrup, I have no idea. A special kind of syrup?
A special kind of syrup.
A special kind of
I
syrup.
guess maybe for blood or something. I never seen Psycho.
It's scary.
It's
I haven't seen
It's
it either.
intense.
I haven't
Alfred
seen it
Hitchcock,
either.
intense.
I think my sister's seen it.
I'm going to say maple syrup.
No. It's chocolate syrup.
Chocolate syrup.
I don't know what chocolate was for.
I think
though.
that sounds
What's chocolate
familiar.
syrup for?
Yeah, well, I think the chocolate does sound familiar because it's like
Yeah.
it's what they used for the infamous shower scene. It's the
Oh,
blood,
okay.
I
And it was in
think.
black and white too, so the red wouldn't shit. That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And I'm colorblind, so what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love chocolate syrup. On
Me-
chocolate ice cream with chocolate sprinkles.
Oh, decadent.
Depends
hot
on depends
fudge.
on the syrup for me. There's a certain syrup that leaves a weird, strange like aftertaste. So
Okay.
I actually don't use it as much.
Yeah, I'm
I
hungry.
just thought you'd like to know.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Well, Father Sullivan got one wrong. Finally.
Oh my gosh.
Finally. Okay, Father Miller. In what 1982 film starring Harrison Ford does the primary antagonist completely improvise their final speech?
Okay, I think the only reason why I know this one is there's a friend of mine he has like all 7 versions of that film because there's 7 versions for some reason. But he was talking about how the last speech nobody liked it. And I can't remember what the actor's name was, but he hated what was written, so he just improvised the entire speech. And I think that film was Blade Runner, and like all of it is improv.
Yeah, you're right. I think that was. I never seen Blade Runner. You Father Sullivan?
No.
That was Wesley Snipes, though, I remember.
Okay,
about
Wesley
it?
Snipes.
Yeah.
He's the bad guy, right?
I guess. I never seen it. You never heard about Wesley Snipes after that movie.
Oh, poor guy.
IRS was after him. Remember that whole thing?
Oh,
Wow,
Yeah.
interesting.
I remember that, though. That's correct. Father Sullivan, in 1959 film The Nun Story, starring Audrey Hepburn, features the famous actress portraying a nun based off of a real person. What was the name of this person?
The real person?
The real person.
Oh my gosh. Now, see, I love that movie, The Nun Story. If you've never seen it, it's incredible. It's a beautiful story about religious life and pride, and has a sad ending, but a beautiful story. Oh, goodness, the book was written by Catherine Hume. In the story, the nun's name is Sister Luke, and her name before she became Sister Luke in the movie was Gabrielle Vandermaal. I know that. But I have no idea what her real name was in real life.
Her real name is Marie Louise Habits.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yep. How about
That's
that?
it,
Nun
right.
Story Habits. That would
Yeah.
miss that one too. Gosh, I'm 2 for 2.
When we read
Oh
a
for
little
2.
bit, I know. Took 16 episodes, but
Well, we're all
It's
human.
gonna trip us up eventually.
yeah. Marie Louise was the inspiration for the film. Audrey and Marie Louise actually became great friends, and Habits later nursed Hepburn back to health after her near-fatal horse ride accident on the set of the 1960 film The Unforgiven.
I knew that part too. I
You knew that part?
I knew she nursed, but I couldn't think of her name.
Yeah. So there you go.
Okay.
Okay, Father Miller or Father Sullivan, to the nearest 100, how many movies has the famous Wilhelm scream been in? Let me play it for you. You ready? Have you ever heard of this?
Never heard of it. I'm gonna be 0 for 3.
Okay, here we go. You ready?
Yep.
Want me to play it again?
Why not?
Can I get back to it?
Yeah, that little arrow.
Yeah.
That was a quack.
Uh
I can't get back to it.
Okay, that's a quack.
That's it.
That's not the only quack here today.
There it is. There it is.
We're all
There it
gonna
is.
need help from a quack. And
There it is.
So to the nearest how many?
Let's say. To the nearest 100. How many movies has the famous Wilhelm scream in?
There's autoplay on.
I'm gonna say I have no idea. I'm gonna say 100.
101.
Nope.
How many?
Let me see. I'm flipping the page here. You're both wrong. See, the Wilhelm scream is a sound effect recorded in 1951, and it's been used in more than 360 films, including Star Wars, Raiders of the Lost Ark, and Titanic.
Oh wow.
I've never even heard of that scream until just right now.
Not now. And what about the quack?
Who would know about that scream, Father Miller?
I don't. 2 million people on YouTube, I guess.
Crazy.
Oh, sorry.
Who has more fun than we do? Well, that brings us to the end of another show with you. We're glad you're with us. Remember, we're stronger together, and we can do this together. So important that we stay connected to God and to each other. So, any final words, Father Miller?
Keep liking, commenting, subscribing. Really helps us out as we go forward with this online campus thing. Keeps us all connected, like Father's saying. So that's huge. And the more people know about us in this online show, this is another way.
The more embarrassed we can be.
Exactly. Exactly. So yeah.
Brian, any final words tonight?
Thanks for watching. Have a good Labor Day.
Absolutely.
Right.
Enjoy Labor Day weekend, everybody.
Enjoy it.
It's the unofficial end of summer. And so until we see you next time, please be smart,
Be safe.
be well,
Be holy.
and
Be at peace.